right, so let's talk about, right, you're talking about the glamour, you're talking about, growing your money, growing your net worth. I mean, that's the name of this. Look, the power of credit, how you master your credit to grow your net worth. What DJ's talking about is, being an entrepreneur is how that's like true success, how you really grow your money, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's the good part. How about the tough part? Like, you were at boot camp, I said this in the beginning of the podcast, everybody had a chance to go around and kind of chat about, what their takeaway was. I don't even remember what the fuck I said. But I remember when it got to you couldn't get the words out. And it was just like this moment of silence, like, okay, let this guy have his moment. Is he going to be able to talk? And you finally did, and it made me respect you even more.
Appreciate that.
There was automatic respect. And then number two, when you did that, I was like, this is a guy who's been fucking working his ass off with his businesses. And to me, what I felt, and tell me if I'm wrong, because I've asked this question before, when the fuck is my big breakthrough going to happen with this business? Why doesn't everyone in America know my name? Why don't they associate it with credit? Why don't I have a $500 million company right now? Why?
Mm-hmm.
What were you thinking when the tears were flying, bro?
Yeah, so I'm very fortunate to have had a mom that told me I could be anything I wanted to be, and whoever I decided to be is perfectly okay. So I'm a very emotional person. I think that comes with a high level of intelligence, being in touch with your emotions. So to your point at boot camp, Matt Monero said something to me, because I've known Matt for several years.
He was emotional, by the way. You can see he was emotional.
Him and I were having a little moment, man. And he, the day prior, he looked at me and he said, DJ, I think you're just tired. And all that came back to me, man, because when you talk about doing this shit, this hustle, this grind, and I know Judge was kind of playing on that, kind of making fun of it or poking fun of it, but that's exactly what the fuck this is, man. It is pure hustle and grind. And if you don't have that, I don't give a fuck how smart you are, how many skills you have. If you don't have the guts to stick it out, you'll never be successful. And all that kept flashing before me was that this grind of the past decade, man. Like, I'm only 31 and I can tell people I've been doing this over a decade. That's crazy. It's like I feel like I got the, it's like I ought to be retiring soon. Like, it's so in that moment when they said, what's the biggest takeaway? That was my biggest takeaway, was that I was fucking tired, Carl. I'd been doing it wrong for so long that it was catching up to me. And what I had been doing wrong, which was what one of my biggest takeaway from the event is that I didn't have any company culture. I was just chasing the dollars. And what I've now come to realize after having that, that aha moment, that awakening, whatever you want to call it, is that you have to focus on your what and your why, and not so much worry about the win, because that's what will just beat you down, man. When you set those predetermined deadlines or timelines and you're not getting there, right? It grinds you down, man. And so I think what you saw happen there with me breaking down was just a culmination of over a decade of the timeline's not coming fast enough. And I'm impatient as fuck. I will admit that. But I think there's something to be said about that. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because that keeps me hustling and pushing forward. But I'm now in a different place after, having that breakdown and kind of coming back and building out our core values and having an onboarding meeting with my team. Just realizing a lot of the shit that Matt and Judge was saying needed to happen, I had never done. And that was what the struggle was. That was the challenge I was having, was kind of seeing that out of body experience of somebody like Matt Monero going, dude, I'm looking at you and I can tell you're just tired. And so, you know, we're tough guys, right? Like if you're going to go out and beat the streets and beat your own drum.
You're an entrepreneur. You got that. You have that in you where, look, man, there's 10 seconds left in the game. You want the ball. Yeah, give me the ball.
Absolutely.
Score, right?